It's weird that I can hear David but not see him.
He's invisible.
I hope he can hear me.
Give me a moment. Look at my other headset.
Twice the headset, double the gaming.
I don't have a fever.
I got a fever of 103.
God. Oh, he said he just heard someone, so you might have fixed it.
Oh, cool.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
I don't know. Hopefully the first part was hopefully the first part got recorded at least, because I thought I was funny. I appreciated myself.
It didn't, but I can hit this. I might be able to hit this record button. I might capture it.
Oh.
All that effort wasted.
No, I just captured it. We should have most of that. All right, so see with the Tyra, unfortunately you don't recognize too much. Sunset and Sunset and Cheekid. She looks like she legitimately thought that you were one of her, or was her past husband. And Sunset, you also kind of get the vibe that it's not necessarily unheard of for like a multiple wife type thing, or multiple like spouses in general. But it is probably a little more scandalous and risque.
I would probably whisper to Sunset, like, should we ask Sonnet who we were? Without, I don't know how to do that without revealing to her what, like, doing the whole time thing again, but I don't know, maybe we're different people now, in different lives completely.
Yes, I wonder, it only seems to have triggered the time instance when we refer direct. Well, I believe we may be able to get Sonnet through the course of normal conversation to give us more details about ourselves.
Yeah, we should think about that.
I mean, we could pretend that one of us got hit really hard in the head today.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Alrighty, so the rest of you guys' journey into like the pavilion area goes unabated. While you guys are here, it looks like most people in this area are dressed in some of them are dressed in like like almost like a morning type gown, while other ones are dressed in like a somewhat like what's the term for it? But like the more where they're trying to express like how humble they are, like very very plain. Yet they have a lot of still has like white or semi-gray clothing options in robes and such with some gold, not gold plated, but gold trim or gold bands around them. Very much looked like the standard kind of religious wear that someone would wear when worshiping the sun goddess. Which I always forget her name. Dol Ara. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry, I'm not good at reading.
Me neither.
There's a couple of priests about, kind of like doing some preaching stuff, talking about how this the goddess exists in all light, not just that of the sun, but in that of the candles, and she's the one that keeps you warm at night through the fire. So yeah, and how to be one to spread the light and joy and let it ease over your sufferings and any other kind of and mend broken relationships of sorts. Just a lot of that kind of dialogue that is happening. It's not like they're like shouting. There's just like they have like a small little gathering beside them as they are all listening. And then after one priest concludes, he'll walk off, and then the crowd will disperse, and then another priest will show up at another area in the pavilion. But you guys, the only person who really sounds out as a sore thumb is going to be you, Sunset. But at the same time, going off your past perception check, the looks at you like you were first met with a scowl, and then someone kind of like a little bit of like a nod, like maybe he's here to also make amends too. So like there seems to be like there's definitely like a sense of animosity of glares looking towards you, but they all kind of most of them seem to kind of like ease off into a like, well, good for him type thing, or good for them. So
Is there a place to pray or anything?
there's a couple of places around in this pavilion, yeah. There's a dedicated shrine that has like a pretty large gathering kind of around it in general, um, where some people are kind of like waiting in line to go up, do a looks like they do like a mid bow, and then they seem to be like speaking an almost whispered prayer, and then they move along, and they just kind of like leave out into the rest of the crowd. And it's kind of a rotating line of sorts. But out and about, there's also other prayer shrines that have been erected for this day that have a little bit smaller crowds. Towards the edges of the pavilion, there are some that don't have any crowds.
Is there anyone who seems particularly interesting or interested in us?
Go ahead and make another perception check. 20. You do see Tyra is kind of perusing and kind of moving through the pavilion and enjoying just like the atmosphere in general. It's very calm and peaceful. There's like a smell of like more the summertime flowers, so like dandelion, sunflower, and such just in the air. If anyone has allergies, they're starting to flare up. And then there's also some incense stuff burning just at the shrine, so you kind of get a whiff of that. You, Tyra, do notice there is another Warforged here. It looks to be like a standard military model, and it is kind of looking at your guys' group, and more of just because it sees sunset, and then kind of looks at like this really small bird person, and then a human hanging out with him, and he seems to be perplexed that there is not just a like you guys are in a group, but you guys seem to be like friendly, more so than just like together as like part of a job type thing. If that makes sense.
Sunset, do you want to go make a friend with this Warforged who's given us the eye?
They're only giving the eye. He's just giving like a look of confused curiosity.
Well, a curious eye. Do you want to go make a friend?
I'm not sure if I am ready to make a friend yet, but I would like to speak with him, yes.
So I say, at least I'm going to head over there with him. You want to join us, Cheekid?
Yeah, I mean, I'll come with you. Yeah.
You want to stay here for your second and third wives?
No, I don't want to be alone.
Chica, did you notice off on the side that other female Aarakocra is looking at you?
Yeah, I was gonna say I just feel really weird right now. I feel like everyone's looking at me. So yeah, I'll go with you.
So as you guys make your way, he's not like this other Warforged is at the very edges of the pavilion, but kind of near the more secluded shrines. And there's a couple other people that are there with him. Sorry, I had a message come up. As you guys approach, the Warforged gets up, and two other people get up. One of them that is a Warforged, not a Warforged, sorry. The other one is looks to be like a half elf, a little on the shorter side, and then a dwarf of standard dwarf stature get up, and the dwarf actually speaks up first. He goes, see another bucket coming along here, huh? More mentioning towards you, Sunset. Seems like you got yourself a handy little group of people here.
Did you just call my friend a bucket?
Well, that's his name, and he points over towards the Warforged beside him. So I sorry. Not the.
You know they're different, right?
He likes to be called Bucket, so I don't know. I don't interact with many Warforged.
Fair enough. Okay.
Hey, it's listen. We're all trying to do stuff here. We're all trying to be happy. It's Sun's blessing today. I'm sorry. And he puts his hands together like in a bow, a prayerful bow, and he says he apologizes. He seems on the surface he misspoke.
I do the same thing back to the dwarf, and we get very defensive over our friend because some people definitely mean it in an offensive way. So no harm, no foul.
I imagine most do mean it in an offensive way. We've had to take care of our own fair share, eh, Bucket? And Bucket speaks up. Yes. Yes, we have. The half elf has just been silent the whole time. So, but looking at the half elf, like the half elf looks like, well, he's silent, but he's still like, God damn it. Like, of course, the dwarf speaks out and misspeaks immediately. So from there, do you guys have any questions? They're just more of interested that, well, first of all, the Bucket kind of like speaks up and mentions like, I've seen not you, but your build, your spec out on the field. Quite impressive. Very good work on the, making the front lines for us a bit easier to push. I appreciate it and thank you. And does another bow towards you.
Yes, I must say it is my pleasure to have done that. I do miss the days in which I was doing exactly what I was made to do. Bucket, it is nice to meet you. May I ask, what do you want in life?
As you ask this question, Bucket kind
Just right to it, Sunset.
Bucket thinks for a little bit and goes, I don't know if you know the answer, but I am still searching for this question, for the answer to this question as well. I'm used to being given orders and executing them. Having a bit more leeway is, it's different for me. Luckily, these two have been helping me with making my own path in this world.
Yes, this is good. I also can say that I have found the benefit of companions and friends when
As
you
you
are
say
operating off of execution of procedure.
Yeah, as you say that, the dwarf pipes up and goes, "Hey, Bucket, tell him the time of how we met." So he goes, "Okay. This, before I get much further, this is Durtor. And then he introduces I don't know half elf name off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
George.
Freddy. No. Give me a sec.
You can have 5.
Good, because I've got it. And this is Keelan. You see, I was originally being harassed inside a bar. Got some echo all of a sudden, sorry.
Oh, sorry, that was me.
You're good. I was originally being harassed inside a bar, saying that they would not afford or give me any drink, which I did not want. But then they said only paying customers can arrive. At which point, Dorter, I keep doing it backwards, I apologize. No, it is Durtor, I lied. The Bucket knows the name correctly, the GM doesn't.
Fair enough.
Went and bought me a drink anyways. And from there, we sat down, and then a fight broke out. Ha! He goes, yeah! I already forgot the elf's name. Oh, Keelan over here. He went and, he put on a huge, display and charmed a bunch of these, asshole fucks, so they just kind of sat there in a daze. Then I went through and just started punching them in the nuts. And, Bucket goes, yes, it was quite frightening. I was afraid we were going to die. And then, they kind of, go over and say they did eventually get kicked out of the bar, but, made a good fast friend, and they've kind of been hanging out and just doing little side jobs here and there together since.
So Sansa
We-
would kind of, haha, ho ho ha ha. Yes, the nuts. It is a curious thing for the non-warforged. I must admit, I have utilized the nuts as a point of extreme weakness in prior jobs. I find crushing them into a bloody pulp to be the most effective manner of disabling an individual.
Bucket peeks up. Yes, that's usually what I aimed for. And he points to his. He does have a longbow on his back. He's like, that's usually what I aim for with my longbow. That seemed to immediately put down people with a proper strike.
Indeed, indeed. I have found a
Tired-
few targets by holding the nuts in a compromising position as well.
I have never
It
been
is-
close enough to do such a thing, but should the occasion arise, I will do it in your honor.
Well, thank you, Bucket. It is nice to meet you. What's the dwarf's name again?
Durtor.
Durtor?
Don't remember them too much because they. I guess I might be able to. I'll put a note in for their names so you guys might come across them again.
Sure.
Sharn's a big place.
And then Keelan, right?
Keelan.
Keelan? Durtor and Keelan, it is nice to meet individuals like my own companions and friends that view us, that do not see us differently or treat us differently.
it's
well.
it's good to see that there's other of us in Sharn who know good companions when we meet them, regardless of race or build.
Keelan finally actually speaks up at this point. He goes, "Yeah, well, sometimes you need just some allies from anything. Be ashamed to, not step in whenever they can help you and you need it."
Very true.
So they go on. If you guys talk for a little bit longer, they just kind of talk about some other small jobs that they do. They seem to be more along the lines of just finding. Gosh, I keep typing this name in wrong. One sec. Gotta read a DM here.
Well,
Yes, you would. You'd have a means of communicating that to others secretly.
Cool.
We get a secret message?
Possibly. It's a secret.
Oh, that's fair.
That is up to the person to describe if they so choose.
Okay, well, I mean,
If you're gonna pass it and you don't want others to know about it, go ahead and roll a dex. I think you could do a private roll that only I can see, but do a sleight of hand check.
Um,
On the drop down. It might just be public roll or self roll, so I don't know.
it's private GM roll.
Yeah, private GM roll.
For deception, right?
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Oh, got it. And I do those at advantage.
With advantage with those gloves, yes.
fancy. Oh. Well, I would just say, if they don't seem like they have anything more to tell us, or, if they don't, or if they have any, leads on jobs or anything, then, if they start wandering around down in the lower city or whatever, maybe they'll find us, or maybe we'll find them.
Okay. Yeah, the type of jobs they do are more of the standard, not necessarily a mercenary job like you guys do, but more of, hey, these guys need help moving a bunch of cargo from one place to another, and then they're the guys that are the cargo loaders. It's okay, and then they kind of drift from those types of very short part-time jobs that they can, kind of a elected bounty for just labor work around about.
Okay.
So it looks like, just from your conversations, the half-elf is generally the face for the group to try to get them the better deals or better pay for things. And then the dwarf and warforged are the ones that generally do, if it's heavy labor, do the rest of the labor while the half-elf tries to assist where he can. So,
Are you guys on a job right now?
the half-elf will speak up. No, we're just reminiscing about some past experiences. So every now and then we don't always get along as a group together, so we kind of use this day to air those grievances on the agreement that, we can say whatever drastic things we want to have adjusted, and the others promise not to kill the other. So we've never had anything that crazy, but it's nice to have these moments.
It is.
It really is. Well, if you hear of any jobs that you think you need assistance in, I mean, be
Sure.
more than willing to help you out.
What kind of work do you guys specialize in?
Any kind, really. Kind of a jack of all trade group here.
As he's talking, you actually pick up in Thieves' Cant that he's mentioning other things,
Okay. Then yeah, I'd communicate back through Thieves' Cant that, because I don't know who's listening, but just that, we steal things. We killed an obelisk. I don't know, just anything of note.
You guys have done more of the gray and Black Ops type stuff if needed. Is what you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something about a dragon.
Yeah.
He's a foot
No,
taller.
none of that. None of that.
Just casual.
The Havel goes, well, if we run into any issues, then I'll know who to send a message towards for assistance. Thank you very much.
Good to hear. Yeah.
So if they, they might throw out a distress call if they get in over the head somewhere.
Cool.
Alrighty. Other than that, there doesn't seem to be too many eventful things going on here. I'm just rolling on the random encounter table to see if something else would pertain, so don't be too concerned about those invisible rolls.
I'm incredibly concerned, actually, now. Thanks for that.
Spider ripping through the sky and
Should we go help Sonnet and them with the conehead dog?
Yeah, if there's nothing else going on there, then I don't see why we don't just kind of like meander our way back down to the cogs. We talk to some people, and maybe that'll send some jobs or money our way if needed, or if something ever comes up. So,
Yeah.
But
this is the upper city, right?
middle.
We're in
Middle
Middle
City?
City.
Okay.
It's like it's towards the barrier between the two.
Okay.
You're pretty close to Upper City, but it's still considered middle.
Okay. And the shops are probably closed today.
No, not all of them. In the Temple District, they are also a lot of the really rare or hard to find cleric supply lists. You won't be able to really access, but beyond that, for the outside of the Middle City, a lot of them will still be selling stuff. You would know that you guys are pretty close to Alterian's Emporium if you guys want to go up there.
I was just thinking, since we're up here, if we want to just swing by.
Yeah. Just take a look.
And things seem to be going pretty well for me on the Warforged front. So.
Wait, before we... So, is it the upper city that has the magic detectors?
Yes.
Or is it the middle city as well?
Some places in Middle City. You guys have actually passed by a couple of them here in this area just because it's a potential terrorist target,
Would I know, where I would
likely,
not be detected if I cast something?
The likely places. If you're trying to cast something in between before you get up there, you
Yeah.
know a safe place before you got there.
Okay, I'd cast Disguise Self.
Okay. And what
After your encounter with the...
Oh, goodness. A little gnome girl.
Little gnome girl. All right.
Yeah.
Can I put you up on my shoulders and you can pretend to be my gnomish daughter?
So he still has the same physical features as an Aarakocra. So he still has the bird legs and everything that you'd be grabbing. So it would not look
No.
for him to be sitting on your.
God, that's a nightmare.
Wait, no, only one
half-
foot shorter. Wait, how tall am I? 5 feet?
You'd appear 4 foot shorter.
How tall are dwarves?
Dwarves are up to 4 feet.
Are they within a foot of me? Because I can only change myself by a foot.
Race height chart. I know there's a specific chart just for this.
Why don't you just disguise yourself as a human?
Dwarf is nearly exactly your size. Gnome is Gnome's about a foot shorter. Like you'd be a little taller gnome, but you could do a gnome.
Then yeah, the gnome. Gnome woman.
All right, so remember, you just appear that short. If you were to your standard height,
Yeah.
hit something that would hit you in the head, while the gnome would be able to pass underneath it, you would still hit your head.
Gotcha.
It's literally just like an illusion. It's not like an actual body transfer.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So that's why it'd look unnatural if you gave him a piggyback ride. Because what people are seeing in his actual dimensions that would be affecting your body won't match up at all.
Mm.
There'd be like feet imprints like on your upper chest. There'd be no feet there.
Yeah. All right. So
Which would be
guys, you guys
Look
make your
weird.
way, over towards Eltirian's shop.
Sunset would, after Kikid's transformation, he wouldn't look at Kikid, so he would just kind of be looking around as he speaks to draw a conversation. But he would ask, he would be like, is this to avoid further wives? How many more wives do you have?
None, according to me. But
I see.
Very good.
When you were young,
Fascinating
would you
stuff.
say that there was a chance that you would have had many wives?
no. No, not at all.
But this is interesting.
0% chance.
And then he would look over at both Tara and Kikid, and ask, who is Dol Ara? And where is Dol Ara? There are so many people here to see them.
Can I like roll a religion check to see if I can explain it to him?
Yeah, I'll throw you the link as well in Discord to.
Oh.
But yeah, you know them as basically the god of light and the best aspects of a mortal soul. So,
Interesting.
with a religion roll of 19 total, you would know about everything except for how their priests are trained and you know roughly a lot of it. You wouldn't know any like secret stuff, but a lot of the main stuff. So
Cool.
So Sunset would kind of clarify, I see. So, has anyone ever seen Dol Ara, the god?
I don't think
Would
so.
I?
Interesting.
no one would have seen any god. And anyone who proclaims to be seeing any god is seen as a lunatic.
Well, I mean, we saw
Oh, God.
Kyber.
Anyone who claims to see any god is claimed as a lunatic.
Correct.
Okay. So I guess to kind of explain that, it's like, surely someone has, but, society dictates that those who see religious figures and stuff like that or hear the voice of gods or goddesses are seen very much as unstable. So, kind of like when we saw Kyber, we're not going to go announcing it,
Yeah, so religion in Eberron in general is very much like religion in real life. Where people are like, yeah, no, I saw a god. You're like, all right, you're going to tip him back a bit. Some people claim they saw their god during a near-death experience, but it's still more of like, it was a near-death experience. No, it's not that the gods don't exist. The gods literally just don't care. According to people around here, like their power is still like given to clerics, obviously, but none of them have ever like actually physically communicated, or there's no proof of them actually like physically communicating with any of the priests or anything.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's why Sunset's, in the same vein, trying to figure this whole concept out. So, I do not. Yes, to me, I would take the side of society. It does not seem like a rational concept. This Dol Ara or other gods that we cannot see, or meet, or speak to. Indeed, I would say I do not believe or take any heed to a god, although I have seen strange things. But now having seen them, they are less strange to me.
Kyber seems pretty close to a god to me.
Yeah.
Kyber is a progenitor dragon. Like, she's technically, all of them would be like creators of the gods. Like, they created the planes that the gods manifest from. So,
Indeed. Then in that sense, I would not take curiosity if either of you were to call on Kyber, for we have seen him.
Nah.
I don't know. This puzzles me. This concept puzzles me. So much ado for something we have not seen.
Yeah.
So
You
as
could
you
say
guys, as you guys finish up, are you guys, tying up conversation? You guys make your way towards Eltirian's. The shop is still busy. It looks like they have decorations within the shop. Like outside the shop, it's got display windows with suits of armor. It looks like either some light armor, leather armor, those types of things up front. There is one of like a full-blown set of plate mail up front. There's also weapons. They have like looking around as well. There are like mannequins that are like doing are like actually moving and like pretending like they're using a wand, and there's like a wand in their hand, and then like a magical effect shoots out of the wand. Upon a closer inspection, you guys approach, a lot of the stuff is illusion type magic. Some of it's some golem animation as well, but it looks like it's stuff to advertise essentially the wares within.
That's cool.
And then a lot of it looks like they have some temporary decorations of a bunch of white and gold in honor of the current day, the Sun's Blessing Day of the Sun's Blessing. As you guys open the door, you hear like a tingling sound. And going in, there's a couple other displays that are up. And as you guys first look at them, I think at one display it'll you see a dagger that has like a brilliant green line going through the center of the blade, and then after about 10-15 seconds, the whole image shifts and kind of wisps away, and then a different dagger shows up that's kind of got this nasty hook, and it looks like it's just putting up illusions as if they're still within this display case, but of different weaponry that they have. So it looks like it's physically there, but you get the impression that it's not actually physically there. It's more of
Gotcha.
It's all literally display cases.
Nice.
So there's a whole bunch of empty display cases that are full of illusion magic.
Yes, that are displaying their what looks to be, and also shows price tags that pop up and what the items are. The first one was a dagger of venom. The other one with the nasty hook was a vicious dagger. And then they have other display cases for taller weaponry. And then walking in on the left hand, kind of towards the back area of the shop, they have two little risen deises, and there are 3 mirrors on either side of them, and you actually see one person on there, and they hold up a piece of paper. Essentially, they push it on press it onto the mirror, and then the paper sticks there for a little bit, and you guys are a bit too far away to see what's on the paper. But you then see the reflection of them in the mirror now is reflected as if they are wearing armor of some type. They themselves are not wearing armor, but they can try on the armor to see how it looks on them.
Nice.
That's cool.
Some high-level merchandising.
Yeah, this just the display stuff you're seeing here and the window, these mirror displays, you actually see them changing the color of the armor to match more of how they would like it to look. All the stuff in here is to display all this stuff is a couple hundred platinum at minimum. Whoever runs his shop has put in a lot of money into the shop, and it looks like a lot of the stuff probably isn't necessarily the cheapest items you can get. It is Upper City, so they have a lot of crazy tech up here, crazy magic.
Does anyone look at sunset when we walk in?
As you walk in, no. Nothing's too crazy. You're looking at yourself. You still have the illusion magic on you.
Okay.
So you still look like you said a small gnome, correct?
Yeah.
Well, isn't Sunset in the adamantium armor?
Yeah. Yeah, no one
And my samurai.
and the samurai garb around it. So no one seems to be paying too much attention to you guys. More people are concerned about trying to get their purchases. A couple people would look up and see Sunset and go like, it's kind of out of place, and kind of like move out of the way and kind of like give you guys a wider berth. But none of them seem to like want to stare. They are intimidated just by simply Sunset's presence. So
As they should be.
yes, as they should be. There looks to be a transaction happening with the teller. It is a female dwarf up at the front, kind of a short shaved side on her hair, with it's almost like a faux hawk up front, and she has this gnarly beard that she has like braided, and there's like flowers and gems, and like not gems, sorry, like beads in it. And it kind of comes down to 3 small little braids in the front. A very well kept beard for her. And she's currently, looks like there's a small haggle going on, like amicable, no one's getting angry at one another. And eventually like a deal is made. Guy slaps down a purse of coin, she takes the coin, looks in it. As she opens up the purse of coin, you actually see like a small little circle appear like right in front of her eye. With some arcane ruins, and as she's looking inside it, trying to shakes a little bit, just all right, I'll count it up. We are paid even, and then she grabs this big old, like taller than her sword, from behind the counter. It's all wrapped up in like a very fine, almost velvet-looking black cloth. And here is the blade as requested. And the guy grabs the blade, and he has like a little hard time like picking it up. He goes, "Thank you, my master will be happy." And this other guy's just a human. Seems to be a little wiry, and he steps outside. Goes to leave.
Can I do a check for, or... Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Go for it.
I just want to compliment her beard first.
She goes, "Aye, thank you. Feel free to look around. If you guys really want to try wielding any of these, obviously it'll take some time for you to attune to them. I have not alchemist, artificer. I have an artificer nearby that can give you it wouldn't necessarily be an exact replica, but it could be a temporary replica. You guys can try to swing and get the feel of it. They're in the back area of the room. If you need anything, just let me know."
How is the racially, like the crowd up here? Is it diverse, or is there a predominant race that's in here? She's obviously a dwarf. You said a human servant.
Mostly humans. She's dwarf.
Okay.
Everyone in here is either human. Some of them look to be like maybe half elf.
Okay.
Would the artificer be able to look at my extendable mace and be able to maybe add any enchantments on it or anything?
Give me just a sec. Yeah, you'd have to ask her. So asking her like about the whole enchantment thing. Like, oh yeah, well, we don't really do too many commissions here, but for a price, you can put some kind of enchantment on there if you would like. He's all kind of booked up for the current. Uh-oh, can you guess the summary?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, sorry, everything just froze on my computer. It's like, damn it. Just he's kind of booked up at the moment with just doing some crafting new stuff. So enchantments you can do. He prefers to work with his own steel that he makes. But yeah, it'd probably be, as you said, he's kind of booked up, so he probably won't be ready to do anything for another 2 weeks. But I can put you down. There is a 50 gold pre-processing fee for anything like that, though.
Dear God.
And just as a heads up, that is not a guarantee of getting the item done. That is just simply 50 gold to hold the appointment. No refunds, sadly. It's pricey up here.
Yeah.
Like a retainer for a lawyer.
Yeah.
Great.
So-
Who does anyone have a higher than 15 passive perception by chance?
14.
I think it just Garth.
16 passive investigation.
Passive investigation would work. Um,
Oh. Hell yeah.
So looking around, you do see like some of these weapons are like that kind of like pass through on these displays. Are like nice weapons. Some of them actually look like to be a restored weapons of sort as well. One of them looks to be. Hold on.
We should steal one for Sonnet.
Why is it only showing that?
Could. Although I don't know if
steal
that's
one.
fuel we want to throw in that fire quite yet.
Oh no, no, we
Just kinda
not
terrifying.
right now.
We're just taking a little look.
Yeah.
I gotta figure out what I yeah, I need to talk to Sonic.
Oh, is there a library up in this area?
Yeah, you'll be able to find some libraries around here.
Did that guy with the sword leave?
Yes, he has stepped out already.
Okay.
You do see a couple of swords, swords and weaponry, that look to be like restored things and relics from. You actually notice a couple of them are like sire made, like originally made, likely weapons that were found on the battlefield and then restored back to their former glory. Meta speaking, some of these are like +2, +3 weapons. At least 2 of them would be of legendary, like rarity. Like you would know, like only a couple of these weapons were made. Like a lot of this stuff is like well into the couple hundred platinum cost range of weaponry.
Could
Remind me
we?
the gold to platinum conversion.
10.
So
So
2,000 gold.
Yeah, or higher.
1 to 2,000 gold. Okay. Sorry, Kurt.
Do you think the dwarf would have any work for us to do, or any retrievals or anything?
You're more than welcome to ask her.
Well, I will. Teammates, should we ask about work, and if we do good work for them, maybe we could get a discount on some of these fancy schmancy weapons.
Yeah, any like hard to get resources.
So as you guys kind of ask her, she goes, those aren't really questions for me. I'm just the storefront manager.
Well, who can we talk to?
It would be the artificer that's building a lot of these and his fellow blacksmith buddy. But as I said, they're pretty backed up for the next 2 weeks before they can really see anybody.
Surely they can see someone that can get them something they might think is important. Maybe it'll speed up their work.
I mean, they're working on some stuff that'll net them a couple of 100 platinum. So unless you have info or gear right now that you can help them get that's worth that, I don't think that it literally isn't worth their time. No offense.
Well, let us know the next time they're free, I guess.
2 weeks. If you guys really want to guarantee your time, 50 gold.
All right. I'll pay it.
So she
I
was
would just
haggling
say,
and
like,
stuff.
we can. I don't know, like. I mean, we have what between us? Like, what's everybody's plus persuasion?
5.
Yours is the highest, Tyra.
Yeah,
Oh,
more
plus
than
7, I
intimidating.
guess. What if we slip her gold, like 10 gold, and oh fuck, yeah, that was a nat 1.
So as you go to slip her the gold, she goes, no over-the-counter payments or under-the-counter payments. And as she says that, she points up, and there are like, and you didn't notice them before, but in the corners of the shop there are, they look to be like small little stone birds, but their eyes are jewels, and just there are plenty of eyes around. So I would like to keep my job. It pays very well.
Do the other two, if you guys want to hand me like some gold and we can all contribute. What is that
I
like?
was gonna pay the whole 50, but
15
yeah,
gold each, though. So
No,
just
it's
split
for
it
one.
even.
It's for the appointment. It's 50 gold total, not each.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if we each want to just contribute 15 or so, whatever that is.
yeah, I'll throw 15 in.
Sure. You're saying to get an appointment set up?
So it's 20.
Yeah.
I guess if all three throw in 14, or 15, that's 45. So we need 5 more gold for the appointment.
I'll throw in another
Okay,
5.
I'll put in 17.
All right, I'll let you guys math out how you guys want to do that. But you guys eventually put together all the gold for the appointment in about 2 weeks' time. Just all right. And what was your name? Looking towards you, Tyra.
What did we decide on our name?
She's asking this. I'll need your name so I can send you a sending spell to make you aware of when the appointment is available.
Oh, I'm trying to think of my character's last name because I don't think I ever told the suits my last name. So I was gonna go by that. Or
Tyra Skywalker.
I was thinking it was like Lightning Runner or something, but
Your last name's up to you. If you want to say you give her your last name and then come up with it a little bit later or remember it later, that's more than welcome. Like you don't have to.
yeah, I just give her my like smuggler name or whatever, and I'll think of that later with my like little second name that I use for my fancy smancy things.
Okay. Just thank you very much. I will. As she takes the coin, you see actually like all the coins in front of her. She's still like that eye or that ring still appears around her eye as it goes over all the coins. Goes, all right, that is it, and payment is accepted. And then she goes and puts it in a. From you guys can see like a very small actually purse. Like how many?
There's your bag of holding.
How many gold coins you guys just had? Did not fit. Like would not have fit in that coin, but they all just kind of went into it. It wouldn't have fit in the purse. Sorry, not the coin. All right.
That's what it is. There it is.
This looks a lot smaller.
I say out loud.
This looks a lot smaller than a bag of holding, by the way.
So I wonder if it's just like a little like portal to like drop it in the safe or something.
What if it's just filled with cash, though?
Sunset would ask her, "Do you have any cats in this shop?"
She'd go, no. Any animals that do come in, we simply shoo out.
I understand. Do you have any?
I stare at her.
Yes, allergies are the worst. Haha, just kidding. I do not have allergies.
It looks like she's just putting on a presentable face, like she's like a waitress. That's
Yeah, I was just dying inside.
Yeah.
Okay, I say we make a polite yet hasty exit.
Well,
Okay.
Sunset would ask since he's here. Do you have anything that is my size?
Well, everything we sell here is magical, so whatever we sell to you will fit regardless. Part of the attunement process for all magical items they automatically scale to fit whoever is attuning to it.
Do you do enchantments here?
Yes, I believe your compatriot here was asking about it. Enchantments would be a request by our other person, and you can bring that up during your appointment that you've already placed. Because you get the sense that she really is just a front counter person.
She was haggling before, though, right? She knows prices.
The other person is haggling with her, yes.
Okay. Well, I was just asking you. Like,
She has no prices, though, of items.
okay.
Is,
I'd ask
is there
her
like
if
a
she-
less? Oh, go ahead.
Should say the value of my adamantium armor.
The adamantium.
Yeah. Since we're potentially gonna convert this into improvements.
Give me just a sec. There you are. It's fighting me.
Hey, clang, clang. So some fighting sounds.
Sorry.
You're good.
I just figured it'd be good to have a actual number on a plan.
So for adamantine, show me all of the rules.
Adamantine half plate.
Yes. So for adamantine half plate, you are looking. She goes, yes. As it is adamantine, it's very difficult for it to have any kind of scuff, so it generally just sells as is, as new. We would generally sell it, if we personally made it or whatnot, would sell a set of this for roughly 1,500 gold pieces. However, we would not purchase it from you for that much, as we are trying to build a profit. Quite personally, and she kind of leans forward, I wouldn't try to sell it to us here because, well, we make a lot of profit here. So we would probably undercut you. But you could probably get away with trying to sell this for about 750 gold pieces. But you didn't hear that from me.
I appreciate your fair assessment.
She's saying you could probably sell it for about half of what you would normally purchase things for.
Okay.
There are ways, Cheekit and Tyra, since you guys are familiar with smuggling, you guys would know of ways to try to launder this armor to sell it at full price. If you guys get on good hands with another blacksmith that would just sell it as if he made it or as if he restored it, to get a full price out of it. The blacksmith would still need to take a cut of it, but you guys could definitely get more than the 750. That's just standard practices that you guys would know as smugglers. So.
Yeah, well, I'll kind of explain that to Sunset that we can get a better price for it. Or I know of ways to get a better price.
Yeah, the biggest thing is going to be finding a customer to buy it. So.
Alrighty.
The average Joe doesn't need protection from critical hits.
Is there a less expensive part of the store?
It looks like the stuff kind of cycles through on the display cases. They definitely, each one of them does show a very, very pricey item or weapon, but a lot of other ones show things a little bit cheaper. But it looks like, for the most part, the cheapest thing in the store is going to be around 700 gold pieces.
Sure. Well, not right now, I guess. Whew.
Yeah.
But we know that they've got that bag of holding and they keep money in it, so.
You would, so just at first glance, I'd say Tyra, kind of seeing that, you get the sense that that is not a bag of holding, but it does operate in any similar planar means that a bag of holding does work on. So it's not a bag of holding of sorts, but it definitely has a very clear planar pocket that it accesses. That little pouch that she had. So it wasn't a bag; it's more of a pouch than a full bag of holding bag. Like a bag of holding bag is the size of a backpack. Just as a heads up.
Well, I would rescind that statement then.
It's clearly a magical item of sorts. So.
Cool.
Well, is there anything that's super eye-catching in terms of items that's I don't know, incredibly rare, you've never seen it before?
Yes. There are a lot of them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
On that wall is Kyber's left claw.
This is the nails that were used to nail Jesus up on the cross.
And there's the hammer.
There's the hammer that did it.
Here's the spear.
Give me just a sec. Here's Longinus.
We sell the authenticated Holy Grail.
There's the cross. That douchebag insisted on carrying it. We were going to carry it for everyone else, but he was like, I gotta carry mine.
I gotta be God. Yeah.
Help me, help you, kill me.
You see, so there are a couple of things that are just extraordinarily rare, one of a kind. The first one you see, there is a great sword there. See if I can find this. looks like the blade itself is constantly like, as it shows up on the taller weapon racks. Sorry, not a great sword, a great axe.
Mhm.
But this axe is like, it's like the size of you, Cheekid. It's pretty huge. At the bottom of it it says just the name Gert's Great Axe. This thing is Gert. You know a little bit about him, that he is one of the Frost Giant lords that fell during like the initial fight with the quarry, where all of the giants like got together and a whole bunch of them died trying to literally dislodge the moon that represents the plane of dreams away from this area. You know, and that's why there's only 12 moons now. Because they've like pushed this thing too far, like using a whole bunch of like super ancient giant magic. Anyways, he's existed during that time, was one of the major Frost Giant lords, and that is his axe. Literally, his axe is right there, or at least the image of it. You know, it's in
Dear God.
a display. You also get the sense that they don't.
Is it signed?
Items? Yeah, you get the sense, looking like just seeing that, they likely don't keep any of these items on site.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
That axe weighs 325 pounds.
Yes, it is a big motherfucker. It is and like the price tag on that is, it's like, I think it. Let me.
I weigh 80 pounds.
This axe costs exactly 1 moon.
Yeah. No, it costs about 1,000 platinum pieces.
Platinum.
What would it take to find out where these things are stored?
That is a very well kept secret, and if you were to say that out loud, just in general, like, you would probably.
No, she asked the cashier that.
No, I don't.
So where do you guys keep all your stuff?
Where do you keep these things?
We're gonna rob
Is there
you.
a code?
Where is this stuff?
There is that. There is another one, like in the not necessarily the dagger display, but like the short/long sword display. It takes up like a whole table. It pops up, and all you see on the text is shadow. Shadow Glass Blade. Part 1 of 2. Set 1 of 2. Looks like it's supposed to come within a set of 2. Or at least there's like a pair of them or whatnot. And the blade on this, like the actual hilt, is just a very, very dark, almost black and oily looking handle and hilt. The metal itself looks like an oil brushed, a little bit of bronze to it, but still like very dark, where you just see like the specks of bronze coming out of it. And then the blade itself, Sunset, looks very familiar in its content of it being this almost black, like ethereal type glass. Very
from my
of your dream, yes. There's it says it's got a price of 600 platinum on there, and then it just says ask manager for more details on this blade before purchasing. Like, you have to talk to them before you purchase this blade.
Is anyone here selling things right now to them?
To them, no. It doesn't look like they generally purchase things. Looks like they simply either create or restore relics.
Do we have any way to contact Sonnet discreetly? Or I guess, do I?
Spell? It'd have to be sending at this range.
which would trigger.
What is it called?
Sending.
I don't think we have.
I don't
That's
think I
level
have
3,
that.
isn't it? I want to say.
It's a level 3 spell, I believe.
I have. That's message. That's only with someone we can see within range.
Yeah, it's like 120 feet range on it.
Yeah.
If we get Sonnet's docents back, if we want to go that route, she might be able to. What was she using sending, Matt, or was she using something?
She used sending, yeah.
Different. Okay.
It seemed that worked the same as sending. You're not sure if it's the same thing, but that's what you assume is sending.
Right, because when she would always initiate contact, and then we would have a certain short amount of time to reply. We couldn't just at will contact her, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
There's a couple more items. Some that are a little on the cheaper side, around roughly around 12 to 1,500 gold. One is another sword that looks to be kind of going through the same display as the giant axe. The great axe is. It looks like to be kind of a series of different ones. One is like a long sword form. The other one is a great sword form, but they all have like the same initial moniker in front of it of Frostbrand. So it'd be like Frostbrand longsword, Frostbrand great sword, and the different like weapon types kind of change the pricing a little bit. But you get the sense like also like freeze your enemies as you hit them. That basically adds cold damage to them.
Cool.
There's one called another one that's actually one of like the mannequins controlling it that does like the kind of like weird little ethereal display of it. There's a mannequin that looks to be like doing like a soft whistle of sorts, and it's a sword that's like dancing to its blade and like slashing and fighting without him having the mannequin have to do it. Like he's controlling it with like a whistle.
That's some Guardian stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head out of the shop and see if there's anyone kind of outside that are out and about or around any of the corners, they're within maybe 50 feet that just kind of seem like they're doing, I don't know, anything interesting. If you guys want to stay in, you can, but I was just gonna let you guys kind of look around because I've come to the conclusion that I can't afford anything in there, so I'm gonna go look for interesting people to conversate with.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely can't afford anything.
I had one more question for the shopkeeper.
Okay.
Yeah,
go for it.
What was the blade again made out of that special material? What's it called?
Shadow Glass. The title of it was called Shadow Glass Blade.
Shadow Glass Blade. Okay. Excuse me, shopkeep. The Shadow Glass Blade over there.
Yes,
May I ask, is the material itself called Shadow Glass?
Yeah. That's what it's been made of. Hard as hell to find. Most people don't know where it is. It says it's at one of two. It's discounted right now because the second blade is currently missing. We did have it in storage. We had it in storage, and it looks like it's been pilfered. So
Interesting. I see.
Was that the thing that got stolen out of that vault? That there was like an empty like case or something with like a knife shape in it that was gone, right?
Yes, it was about a short sword length.
Oh wow. Who may I ask who your supplier is for this material?
Oh, we didn't supply. It's not a material that we make, from what I understand. The artificer has contacts, and I'm not. Obviously, I don't know them, and he won't tell them to me. It's kind of I mean, that material, that blade is quite the frightening thing. So that's we actually kind of have to do a little bit of a background check if we were to sell that thing. If you already even had the money up front to pay for it today, you probably wouldn't get it for another month.
I understand. Yes, there are not many things that perplex me or bring me to a processing point of fear, but I have seen this material once before.
And she leans into us. Really? And she kind of looks back. I can get you in sooner than. Listen, I can get you in sooner than a week then, if you have the information on it.
Yes, I must insist that the information is cursory. I do not intend to mislead you, but I would be willing to speak more on.
From what I know, Eltarian will take any information on any kind of new, rare, exotic type of material like that. So, yeah, I'll let him know, and you could probably expect a sooner contact. Anyways,
fantastic. Yes, please contact my associate. Her name, Tara gave her.
Yeah. Yeah, we will be in touch. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, she'll try to get you in sooner than the 2-week period you guys had previously discussed.
Hell yeah! Do we get our money back?
As
you're-
as he walks out, he'd say, "And watch out for the animals." Ha ha ha.
and she does the haha, and like there's like another customer that seems to be right there, like, just perusing the counter near here. And she goes, I don't know what that means.
He's not like picking up when she like laughs, but is dying inside. Like
Yeah.
he just thinks she's actually laughing, so it's like
Yeah.
she thinks I'm funny.
She doesn't like, and she's not very subtle about it either. She's a dwarf. You know, she's like,
It's like eye rolls and everything while she's laughing. Yeah.
yeah. So, Tyra and Chica, if you guys want to make a perception check as you guys stepped outside a little bit beforehand.
Not too bad.
21. Chica, you really don't see anything of particular interest or import. Tyra, you do see pretty far down the ways. You see that the initial gentleman that was carrying that greatsword. He's still having a hard time carrying it, and you're about to lose him in the crowd. He's pretty far away right now, but he is down the main road a bit. But that's the only person that of interest or whatnot. Everyone seems to just be kind of going on their way and doing a soft little bow to each other during this holy day.
I feel like the last time we robbed someone during a holiday, it went really bad, so I'm going to consider it for about half a second, and then I'm going to decide better of it.
That was a day of, I guess, both kind of days. Not necessarily mourning. This is a day of reconciliation. The other one was a day of mourning. So. Quite literally in the name. I'll let you.
Yeah, I know, but
I'm just saying,
last time
he's
he
over
still died, so...
I don't even know what's happening, so I'm just out here like, man, that place has some nice stuff.
And you guys hear Sunset. Watch out for the animals. Ha ha.
You hear the door where Sunset steps out.
Well, I have an idea, gentlemen, so let's walk and talk discreetly.
Okay, I disappear.
Yeah. You hear Sunset. Doom, doom, doom. It's just like, discreet is an issue.
I am walking and talking. I am walking and talking.
Discreetly.
Yeah, is there like an alleyway or something that's private that we can jot down?
Yeah, there's plenty of other ways nearby. You guys
Okay.
can, slide in between.
Yeah. Let's slide into one, and can we check and make sure there's no one around us?
Yeah, go ahead and make a quick perception check.
It's probably gonna be shit. No, not too bad.
18. So as you kind of motion towards the alleyway to kind of go down into, as you get there, you see Sunset's there, and you don't see Cheekin. And then you kind of look over and Cheekin's already there, kind of huddled, on a little small, like a smaller, not smaller crate, but a little sized crate that he's on top of. And he goes, and you're just there on top of the crate, magically appeared like Batman.
Okay, so remember when we died a while ago, and because that's where we found the host. It was in Holsting's Holdings after we revived, we went down to that other floor, and there was some of that stuff missing, and there was that empty sword case or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, roughly the same size and shape as that shadow glass sword. And one of theirs is missing. So that could be something we could look into when we talk to those people. Because we definitely have a lead as to where that missing shadow glass sword is. So
True.
maybe we could look into retrieving that sooner rather than later. And also maybe manage to get our vengeance. But what we need to find out more about the shadow glass and why the douchebag deck, or I guess the deck of douchebags, maybe want it.
The deck of douchebags. I like that.
Yes, I
For the
would
deck
like
of dicks.
vengeance. I do. It would be prudent for a higher probability of success to be very well prepared by the time we confront the deck of douchebags.
Well, we could ask. We have a way to contact Trinity, so we could ask him about that and um, ask him to keep an eye out for mentions of Shadow Glass in regards to the suits, um, or keep an ear out for where maybe Alterion stores his goods. Just out of curiosity, you know?
Hmm.
Yes, and we are also meeting with Alterion shortly. Sooner than 2 weeks. We are meeting within a week, I'm told.
Yeah,
So
she
you
said she'll
can
try to get
expect a scry.
Did
a scry, ascending.
Ascending.
was there when we were working with the suits, did we get any sense on their kind of like their quote unquote level would be? So if we're level 5, did we get any sense of what theirs is?
If you want to think of
Level
it in a meta perspective,
Yeah.
I've just seen skulls by their names.
So at least 10 levels ahead of us, according to World of Warcraft.
Very.
No, there was a try to judge everyone by strength. The Jack of Clubs looked to be kind of the weakest of all of them. But after that, it was kind of harder to judge, as beyond that, each one of them seemed to be a bit more specialized in what they were capable of doing.
So we really need to level up before we can actually take them, unless it's some trickery.
I mean, you get the sense that you didn't see what a lot of them were capable of, so you really don't know. Probably the person to ask on information on that, on how well you guys are capable of going up against them, would probably be Sonnet.
Fair enough.
And she has specifically said that probably the best one to go after first would be Jack. So.
Okay. He was the halfling, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean. So what are we doing?
I'd like to see if we can find a nice fancy library here, especially if it's around the religious area, to see if there's any mention of those creepy little dog tentacle beasts that I can bring back to Sonnet.
Okay. So yeah, either one, religion or an Arcana-based library. Around here, it's going to be more religion-based type text, but you could do a religion or Arcana check. Get into the library. Get into one of these libraries. Do a. Let's see. I would say do a. You can either ask around and do a persuasion check, just a general persuasion check to ask around and see things through the 22. So, and then also do an insight check for me. And this could be anyone. Anyone could do the insight check. This is more of trying to see, I think that person would know what we're looking for, type thing. Sunset, you kind of point towards some homeless person.
Walk over there. Give me your library pass.
Yeah. Did you roll, Cheekid, for insight? Alright. So, Tyra, with the 15 higher, you believe you find someone, it looks to be an actual priest that you come across, and you're easily able to convince him to, give you directions to the better library that he is aware of. You go, yes, there's a great library, but they won't let anyone just in there. For the best for just, the common folk, the people not a member of the clergy, will be the Lights library. And he gives you the directions towards it. It is also just here in Upper City. And he goes and kind of gives you directions to it, so you're able to get there just fine. Heading towards there, nothing happens. You guys have a pretty simple trip. Are you saying? Sorry, were you raising your hand?
Oh no, I was just
I'll cross your fingers. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have an encounter with Bundo.
Yeah, he shows up in the upper district. An explosion goes off behind him.
And Garth had nothing to do with it.
The female Ancora just starts chasing Bundo, claiming that he's her husband.
Yeah,
That's where Garth has been all day.
trying to chase down Bundo.
Yeah.
So you guys make it over to the Lights Library. Go ahead, since it is the higher one. Go ahead and make and all of you guys can do this if you'd like. Tyra, you're the one kind of heading this up. So either all you guys can do it, or Tyra, you can roll with advantage, as the others try to help you like find books and such.
What's the roll?
This would be a religion check. You can do Arcana instead, whichever one's higher. So one of you guys can assist her, while the other one can make their own roll if they would like.
I'll make my own roll.
All
I'll
right.
assist her so she gets advantage.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll one more time on religion.
Roll again.
Tyra.
Oh. It's like I already got a 21.
You might get a natural 20.
Oh, nope.
Natural 15. All right. So, Chika, you start going through and looking for things in the religion, and you notice. She doesn't notice you right away, but you do notice a similar Aarakocra female that you encountered previously, and so you spend a lot of the time kind of like hiding in the library, trying to avoid.
I would
her.
like to actively hide from her.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll a stealth check. It'd be funny if it's a natural one.
Yeah, Chicken, I can't see any of your rolls.
Natural 20. Chicken's still doing the stealth roll. You need to switch back over to.
I literally become a book.
You find a slot and just slide yourself in there.
Swap your roll to the public roll if you could.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, let's get to see it. Yeah, there you're good. But that was a natural 20 that Chicken just rolled. Before was a natural 2, so he came about pretty good. So, yeah. So Chicken, if you want to, you can make another religion check because you have disappeared so well that you're actually able to just kind of like completely avoid her as it is. 16.
Praise the Lord.
So, Tyra, looking through, you don't, with Sunset's like going through and he like sees like a book title of like something with Progenitor Dragon or with Kyber in it, and you just start grabbing books for her. Sunset,
I've got
Tyra, and you're cracking them open, looking through them. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I'm just, applying my machine them as I search this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like Google, give me a term. Progenitor Dragon.
We're looking through. You don't trying to go through off of the search word of Kyber. Both of you guys with the 15 and higher. Going off of Progenitor Dragons and Kyber, you don't pick up too much. Most of the stuff is talking about the Underdark, how Eberron is like the Primaterial Plane now. The Progenitor Dragon Eberron is the Primaterial Plane that encompasses the Underdark, and then there's some like strange theory going back and forth of like what does that mean? Because technically the Underdark beneath us is also part of the Primaterial Plane. So where is Kyber really? Yeah, there's like some strange like philosophical means there, of trying to like discern what Eberron containing Kyber meant. With the 20 and higher Tyra that you get, you see a small, kind of going through. It's more like a history book that Sunset happened to grab. That was like Progenitor Dragons to the Last War, a history of everything. It wasn't necessarily exactly what you were looking for, Tyra, because it seemed like just a large kind of generalized book of knowledge, not a very specific specialized one.
Mm-hmm.
But a quick flip through, you do manage to see an artist's interpretation of one of those dogs, and also of that strange multi-appendaged, appendages coming out of the back humanoid. And all of those appendages and those creatures are related to an currently unknown dimension that happened to erupt the same time as the war with the Dream Plane. That was occurring. That all the giants like amassed together to push the moon out of circulation with.
Orbit.
Yeah, out of orbit. Yeah, it's like the moon has an unknown orbit speed. It's still technically orbiting, but like the time frame is completely unknown as to when it might come back around the sun. So, or around not the sun, the planet Ebron.
Can I check out the book?
Yeah. I would say with the 21, you could probably grab one other book that would be closer to what this is as well. And then we'll spend a little bit of time with you researching through that book as well.
Okay, I just figured I could give it to Sonnet and if she's the intelligence and stuff one, then kind of just be like, here's what I found on this stuff. I can help you, but go crazy.
I noticed you brought in a tentacled dog. I found this book. That's all I know about it. Thank you.
That kind of book. It is a history book. All right. So yeah, you could. They'll allow you to check it out. You have to return it within a week. Within a week's time, and it'll cost 2 gold to check out this book and the other one that has a little bit more stuff on it.
Is there also the stealing it?
Our library's not
like $200.
Yeah, this is so the $200 is if you damage and destroy the books, they can replace them.
Okay, so can I just buy the books right out then?
They will not sell you the books.
Just
But
steal it.
if I don't bring them back, then I'm just out 2 gold.
Correct.
Okay, I took out the 2 gold from my inventory.
All right. The 2 gold is also just on like a deposit. They'll return the 2 gold back to you.
Oh, okay.
You bring the books back. And then essentially, like if you don't bring it back on time, then they start to lower how much coin you get back in return.
Understandable.
Imagine going to the library and then being like, all right, you can check out green eggs and ham, but I'm gonna need $200 as a deposit on this book.
This is going to be closer to, all right, yes, you can have one of these limited edition copies of this very expensive book, and we'll give it to you. We just have to, have a credit of 200. We'll give the money back to you as soon as we get the books back in proper shape.
No, it's more Cat in the Hat.
It's definitely not green eggs and ham and cat in the hat.
Go dog go.
I put them gently into my pack so they get safely down to Sonnet.
You might be able to find that history book in a much cheaper area if you really wanted to look for it in a cheaper area. But this library has it's a nice library of first editions and such, or low number editions. So
Can't we just steal this stuff? Like, why are we paying anything?
you could.
I'll steal it. I'll steal anything.
Tyra has already talked to him about paying for it, just as a reminder. She's already,
Yeah, I'm
No, I
already
say this
paying
out
for
loud
it.
in front of the.
she's already paid
So
for
how
it.
much does this cost? 2 gold as she slides it into her pocket.
I'm a gnome. Okay.
All right. So you guys take the.
Why are the gnome's feet hovering above the ground?
Yeah. And you guys make your way back towards the sewers, and with some information to give to Sonnet, and we will end the session there with that. So.
All right.
As we're about 15 minutes over, so.
Unbelievable.
For real, right? It was a super exciting and thrilling one. But
I had fun.
you guys all
Chicken soup for
enjoyed
working from home. That'll be $200.
it. Chicken noodle soup for the Warforged soul.
Yeah.
All right. Cut your
Oh, how long ago was the morning?
The morning. We'll have to do some math.
Was it 2 years ago?
Oh, the morning itself.
Yeah.
Right. We're yeah, 2 years and now a month.
Yeah.
Interesting
No.
that woman.
Not 2 years.
That was 5.
It's 5. The treaty happened.
Oh, yeah.
4 years ago. Morning happened 5 years ago, and Cheekid and a lot of the not Cheekid, Sunset and a lot of the advanced Warforged came out a year before the morning happened. Because you're 6, right?
Yeah, 6 years old.
Sunset.